The other day, Russia claimed that Ukraine had tried to assassinate Vladimir Putin, which Ukraine strongly denied. Do you think Russia is lying or saying the truth?
Who knows? The first casualty of war is the truth.
The first thing I saw when I thought that is whether it might be true or not, but I would think that there's a high chance they're making this up just so they've got an excuse to do more stuff against.
The first casualty of war is truth.
Yeah.
Right. Propaganda is warfare. Right. It's every bit as potent as sometimes military hardware. So you and I and Shadman don't know the answer to that question. Of course, it's entirely conceivable that the Russians used it to justify their actions that they're now taking, to trying to bomb, all sorts of civilian, yet more bombing of civilian areas inside Ukraine. We don't know. We genuinely do not know. I would be extremely surprised if strategically it was in Ukraine or Zelensky's interest to directly try and take Putin out themselves. It wouldn't seem to me to be in their interest to do so. It's much more likely that you would find a situation where insiders within Russia were being supported to take Putin out in one way or another. But I think it's highly unlikely, but you can't rule anything out in war. You can't rule anything. We don't know.
It is my assumption or summation that it probably is the elements in the Russian regime who wants Putin out, because I don't know if you followed the story, a lot of like FSB, which is the Russian intelligence agency equivalent to MI6 in UK, which is they are like a lot of their senior leadership is actually being house arrest or put in prison because they provided Putin, from what the claim is, that they provided Putin with the intel that, if Russian troops go into Ukraine, this is last year, but if Russian troops go into Ukraine, the Ukrainians will just fall in line. And I think it is probably that element, or most likely, because first of all, Ukraine doesn't have the inventory to send a drone missile to that far, and if they would send a drone missile or drone over to that side, it did minimal damage. So I agree with Ivan, it does not fit the narrative of the war, it does not fit any interest for Ukraine or the West. Right now, Putin being in power is actually more beneficial to the West and to Ukraine because he's making irrational decisions.